All right, X marks the spot. Welcome to Wallride X, Wallride exclusives, Wallride experience. My name is Dez, aka Flippin' Boards. I actually love to collect skateboard decks. Have a few. This guy right here, he loves to make skateboard decks.
Yep.
He's been on a skateboard deck as a professional for like 30 plus years.
Yep. That's right.
Manufacturing. You've seen his face. You know the name. Sharko, aka Marco Jazbinsek.
What's up?
Tonight's guest is an Olympian. He is actually the first Puerto Rican to compete in the Street League. He's actually still competing in the Street League right now, and he's like nearly pushing 40, which is, I gotta clap for that. He literally encompasses the heart and soul of skateboarding. He's a true professional. Anyone that knows him knows he keeps it real 100%, 24/7, sometimes 25/8. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Manny Slays All, Manny Santiago.
What's good?
What up, my G?
Guys, thanks for having me. I'm excited. We're here at Unified. Yeah, holding it down. This is a long time coming, so I'm very excited to be here. Not only to showcase what I have going on, but also to be a part of something that I heard you talk about a long time ago at a Street League in Lake Havasu, and just watch it all go down, and happy to be a part of it.
Right, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy how life.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming.
Also, another thing about Marco, he's like, he's the plug to a lot of things moving within the skate industry, especially in the Valley, that people don't know.
Yeah.
It's like he's every pro skater's top secret.
Fact. It's Marco. No, seriously. Because when I was like first starting up, I was freaking out and I had all these questions.
Yeah.
And I went to, your manager, like, I went to you, you're like, go to Sheldon, and then you brought me here. So like 6 degrees of separation, and I ended up meeting Marco, and then it was like a trip, because over the years, I'm like, dang, Marco, you kind of know everybody. But
I've been around the block,
it's a testament to like
30 years deep.
The years, man.
Yep.
So
he's got the heel flip bends, he's got the tail side, he's got a lot of
game.
Still skating, still crushing it.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna talk about that, man, because I think both of you guys, like, you're close to 40, you're 50, and you're still going hard. As I mentioned, you're still competing at the highest level, man. So kudos to you, bro.
Thank you.
Keep going. And we're gonna have to figure out your secret sauce. All right, but first,
we'll talk about it.
Before that secret, we got a surprise. Wallride X, man. We do things differently here. So I got something for you. I got a few things for you.
What is that?
Ever heard of this? Surprise deck, baby.
Oh man.
We out here changing the game. But anyways, it's my little product. What we're gonna do is have you open this, and
blue bag.
And we'll go from there.
Okay.
Every skateboard tells a story. So you can go ahead and
I'm admiring the packaging. I'm
Thank you, brother.
The rip off all the size, the
Thank you,
notes,
man.
and all that.
A lot went into it, bro, because I wanted to create a new experience for people.
Oh, it's an easy tear.
ASMR felt good, huh?
Yeah.
Pull it out, look at it, show the camera.
Bam.
And we're gonna talk about it. I'll take this blue bag.
Whoa.
Shorties board.
Shorties.
Yes. Shorties.
Okay.
Shorties.
Flip that over.
I'm sorry.
Flip that over. There you go. Like
Oh, this side.
Yeah.
I was looking at this side. Shorties actually holds a dear place in my heart.
Dude.
To be honest, in my career, in my story.
Word.
So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Well, I honestly didn't know.
Oh, there you go.
Marco brought it up. He was like, yo, Manny wrote Shorty.
Yeah, I had an ad in transfer.
Impossible lid.
No, my ad for Shorties was kickflip front 50 on the 12.
On the 12?
Yeah, I did big spin board, front shove board, and kick front 50 the same day. And then the impossible 3 shove lip side was an action ad, 2-page spread.
At the time when you switched from Shorties to Ammo, I asked the team manager at Shorties what happened, and he told me that,
No, it went Shorties to think to Ammo.
Yes.
But they were saying that the guy who is Felix Arguelles got you a spot in downtown LA, and that was like a reason,
Yeah, what's crazy? Benny
got you the spot.
Benny from Shorties.
Yeah.
At the time, he was the one that connected the dot. Like I remember being at ASR trade show and going by Felix's booth, and then Benny being like, "Hey, yo, Felix, this is Manny," and then Felix is a skate rat. And he always has a poker face. So and especially for Latino skaters, he supports them a lot. He already knew somewhat of me, but played it like he never knew anything. Because prior to that, I had met him at a Oakley party when Dave was there for the Our Life video. And I saw Felix walk up, and I got really nervous, and I was like, damn, I didn't know legends were gonna be here. And he just looked at me, Felix Stout, smirked, nodded his head, and walked the other way. And I was like, well, blew that conversation, right? Because I was nervous. And then when I went to the booth that Benny brought me there, he was like, yo, Felix, this is Manny, Felix. And then he was like, oh, he's like, oh, I met him already. And like smirked, because he knew why he smirked, because I was still embarrassed from that moment. Anyway, but yeah.
So talking about Felix,
Yeah.
he was like a mentor to you, right? Like
Yeah.
He did a lot for a lot of skaters.
Yes.
He really like
A lot. Yeah, he told me
Famous
about
Stars and Straps.
even before that, like Kenny Anderson and a lot of those guys, and Planet Earth. We're talking like,
wow, let's go. Shout out to Planet Earth, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get some Planet Earth decks. They're so hard to come across.
yeah,
dude.
Planet Earth, Converse, his shoe on Converse. I skated his shoe. You know what's funny? Dave Baczynski's one of his favorite boards he's ever skated, and he skated a bunch of them for a while. And which started the 5-panel addiction was Planet Earth. So he used to skate. There was like a blue core. Yeah, the camo. Yeah, but there was a Planet Earth. They created this. It was a 5-layer board. The middle ply was 3.
To make it lighter.
Yeah, it was blue. It was a blue, and Dave fell in love with that. Like that style of board.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting a Planet Earth hat because he loved the board, which became his favorite hat. And then when he got on Zoo York, he fell asleep, and Zara and everyone signed his hat. And it was the hat he had literally for years. And he got so mad. So then he was trying to find another Planet Earth hat, and then he found the blueprint one, which is the camo one. And then he ordered like a box of 20, and then that's the story.
Wow. Shout out to Dave Baczynski.
Yeah,
Baczynski.
Yeah.
Sick.
New crown father, he's a dad.
Yes,
Oh,
man.
congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Dave. So shout out to Shorties. I'm gonna take this because we got more, man. We got literally more. So we'll jump out of Shorties. You want to open another surprise deck?
Yep.
Have at it.
So when people buy these surprise boards from you, this is the experience they get. They don't know what they're getting, what size, whatever. They're just
facts.
Yeah.
So I sometimes will do it by size. Like every so often, I'll give you that opportunity. I'll be like, hey, you could do size. But really, the whole thing is you don't know what you're gonna get, board, and then I put in extra other goodies like grip tape, custom this, bearings.
Yeah, whatever you have.
Create a whole fun experience. It's a cool gift. It's a cool thing to collect. Get in there. Let's see what you got. Bam.
See if I'm surprised. What? This is this is my ammo
This
board.
one has a sick graphic.
Yeah, this is my ammo board. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
We were already talking about Felix.
Ammo, Felix.
And so, keep it going. But this one signed, because I remember Street League. I think this was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Who was on Ammo?
So the original story, I'll give you guys the real story.
Right.
So, I was on Think at the time. They had just merged City and Think. So when I got on Think, I got on Think because Dave was on City, and I always wanted to do everything what Dave was doing, and so we would always be together. So when I left Shorties and I went to Think, it was for the sole purpose that Dave was already at Street Corner. So then I met Tony Vitello, who now owns Thrasher. I got on Think, Adventure, and Hubba. Dave was on Venture and Hubba, so we were skating and Lucky. We were skating for all the same stuff.
What year was this around?
This is like 2008.
Oh snap! Okay.
Yeah, and then City was, they had to make a decision, and they had to cut one of the brands since Think is already a staple brand and sold worldwide. They had to keep Think. So Tony convinced me to hype everybody from City, like literally call them, get them excited to get on Think. Because I was like the cheerleader, I was always hyping everybody up. And then so everybody gets on Think, and we have a great time, And I was just like, okay, eventually, I've been putting in the work, and I got the parts, and I got this and that. And like, the one regret, if I can say I have one, is that I never waited long enough to get a Think Pro board. Because that would have been right.
Oh,
That
that would have been right because I put in so much work there, and with the team and the ads and all the stuff. You know what's funny? And I have the first ever printed Dave Baczynski Pro Model board.
Wow.
I took the sample from the showroom.
Fire.
So like I have all these memories.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Yeah.
The collector in me.
I have all these memories, and so it just was sad. But what ended up happening was by that point I had moved in with Felix at Road for Famous. We filmed the Everywhere We Go video. And at the end of the day, like now, all you want to do is skate with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 routes in skateboarding. You skate towards your dream team and the thing you want to be a part of, or you skate with your friends.
Word.
So I'm already
That's
skating
right.
with my friends. I'm at Felix's house, live with him, and he has like ammo banners and. He's like talking about bringing it back.
Stencil.
Yeah, everything.
Yes.
Yeah, everything.
Hand, right?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, that's how
Wait,
it started.
what?
That's how
Yeah.
it started.
Yeah,
They made stencils.
yeah,
They
Uh-huh.
hand sprayed the boards.
yeah,
Is that right?
yeah,
That was
yeah,
the
yeah.
first graphic.
For
Yeah, that-
ammo?
Yeah,
It was not printed.
yeah.
So what were you guys spraying?
We were
Ammo
yeah,
across the board.
this right here, this
Yep.
with the 2 stars,
I need that.
just to get the like hype going.
Yeah.
So what we do is we would recycle all the boards, paint them black, stencil them, and then give them to kids for free.
Wow.
So the team,
So yeah. So then Felix is like he's getting it going.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, because my sole goal for the longest time was always to impress him. You had said something earlier, like he was a mentor. Like for the longest time, he was more like a father figure, mentor.
sick, dude.
So all I ever wanted to do was make him proud.
Mhm.
Like wherever we went skating, I wanted people to be like, "Damn man, can't believe Manny's killing it," and so that he would feel good about the work that he's putting in with us, make sure that we're progressing and pushing ourselves, and whatever it may be. And then so it only felt right. I remember we stenciled in the art district. We stenciled I didn't even write for ammo at this point, but we stenciled the ammo logo together during the day on a building, like
Wow.
like as an art piece.
Yeah.
So I'm like being a part of all this stuff. I'm helping to make stuff, but I'm not part of the team.
Word.
So I remember I wrote a check. We had just skated Tampa Pro, because then we went to Miami. I didn't skate it, but he skated it. We went down there and went to team. Then we went to Miami afterwards, and went to his mom's house, and I slept in his room, like in his bed, and we're just like skate rat style, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I at that point I already made the decision, so I wrote a check for $2,000 to Felix, and I had it under my pillow. We're to see when we woke up. I remember taking the check and giving it to him, and he's like, "Why are you giving me this check?" And I was like, "I want to skate for ammo." And he gave it back, and he was like, "No." And I'm like, "What do you mean no?" I'm like, "There's nothing what else? There's nothing else I want to do right now. Like, if it wasn't for you, my career wouldn't be where it's at today. So I wanna water your plant also. I want to be a part of what you're doing. Like I want to help be a part of this growth of like your vision."
Wow. So talk about that. Like you wrote him a check
I wrote him a check
because you wanted
Invest into the brand.
No, because I didn't want to take from the budget that he's creating for his company. I didn't want to take anything. I just wanted to be like, here's $2,000 for all my boards for as long as this lasts.
Was he the original investor?
He was the only
He was
investor.
the only investor?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So then he gave me the check back, and then I gave it back, and then I'm like, why not? He's like, because if I accept that, then this becomes real. I actually have to try. Now I have a responsibility. And I'm like, well, I guess you have a responsibility because I'm not going to take that check back.
That's super interesting
And
because
that's how it started.
not only that you writing a check, but then also like you mentioned the skate rat, like going to his mom's house, sleeping on the floor. Talk about that because I still think to this day, bro, like people really think like pro skater is just like super glamour, glitz, and just money falling out the sky.
Yeah.
And me again, I'll mention like I played pro basketball and overseas basketball, not NBA, overseas, which is like I feel like that's like skating at a higher level because
It's like
I'm
skating.
grinding. Yeah, I'm
versus
grinding,
skating.
bro. I'm literally going to the Philippines and like, dude, it's mosquitoes are biting me and I'm sleeping here and I'm going
Waiting
this
for
practice.
pennies.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like the check comes in or the check doesn't come in and you're like, what?
You don't show up?
You know what I'm saying? So talk about that because I think, number one, obviously skateboarding is passion driven, but like at the same time, you guys are, it's career, you have mouths to feed, bills, but like just talk about that grind.
Well, at that point, I wanted to stay at his parents' house, and I didn't have money falling into my laps, but I feel like no matter how much money you make, that still there's a skate rat in you that like even now, right? So I'll be on a rad trip. I skate for Rad, this company from London, which my shoe comes out next summer. So
Oh,
look out
cool.
for that.
Looking forward to
Yeah, and
Rad shoes.
even when we do like a lot of the trips, they get like nice Airbnbs. I have my own room, and for the last 3 trips, I stay on the couch, and they always go. After the first time, they're like, "Oh man, he's gonna sleep on the couch. He's gonna be fine." I have a bed empty upstairs, whole room, everything, and there's just something in you that you just like. It's just comfort.
Right.
Right? It's comfort. Like, I don't always do that, but for some reason when I do that, just reminds me of like what you're saying. Like there is a grind to it. So went to Felix's house because you always try to save budget by staying places you can, or if someone has a car, they let you use it, so you can use the budget to keep things going.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was crazy because it was the same house that he grew up in when he was pursuing his career. So he has his skate trophies. I'm saying at the same house that like Richard Angelides, Kenny Anderson, like all these guys stayed at as well.
So it's almost like a rite of passage, and you're soaking in like all that energy and nostalgia and like just the vibe. So it's like no matter where I sleep, I'm still leveling up. I'm still the gratitude. Acknowledgement of where you're at. You know, very present.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and it's true. You know, not all skaters make enough money to have an insane career. You know, there's the 1%ers, there's the 5%ers, and then there's the rest. That's just the way it is.
Can you elaborate on that? Like,
meaning, like the 1%ers are the ones that make enough money where, like, after 3 or 4 years, if they wanted to live a chilling life, they can. If they spend their money right and invest it right, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the 5%ers that you make enough money where you get that taste, and then you have to keep chasing that for a longer period of time.
Stay hungry
to that, so that you can continue to be able to live that life and live within your means, but still live a really good life. Make the right decision. And then there's the rest that are fighting for the monthly check just to pay the rent, to try to get the clips, to try to become a 5 or 1% if that's what they want.
Wow.
Yeah.
94% essentially.
Yeah.
Have to really. Like you might
Grind
be a pro skater, but you might be a part-time worker.
You're a pro skater, but the guy that works at the bagel shop makes more money than you. Facts. Just the way it is.
Right.
You know, you got to really like.
Tough game.
It is, but it's not about the money. It's about
passion.
The passion and the thrill of chasing this dream.
Yeah.
Like for me, it wasn't. I've been in times where like I've made finals. For instance, I made finals of the LA Street League, and I'm in the finals, and I'm just thinking about winning. And then someone's like, randomly before the finals start, they're like, "Well, at least you made 10 bands," and I'm like, "No matter what happens," and I qualified second for the finals. So I'm like, I forgot. I forgot there was money involved.
Right.
I'm just trying to. I'm chasing the thrill of victory.
Just flowing.
Where I'm chasing like these clips for the parts.
Yeah, we're not counting on that money to pay rent.
No, I was just like thinking of like, I want to win.
Right. And that's when the best things happen, right? When you kind of block everything out.
That's why I made the finals, because I wasn't thinking of like trying to make it in the top 15 so I can stay in Street League. I'm like, nah, it's either all or nothing. I'm trying to win. I have what it takes to win. I just got to put it together, you know?
Dude, you're literally one of the few that are like, they were right with Street League, like pretty much from the jump, still with them now.
Yeah.
So you've seen the whole evolution.
I've been part of many different
ownerships.
I've been.
There was different ownerships.
Yeah, but I've been part of many different formats.
Yeah.
Four different formats.
Right.
And it's like pretty cool, you know. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'm like, man, it's crazy. Like that, this is still my life. I was actually talking to my partner, because we were talking about like, you know, wanting to start a family in a handful of years, and like what's next, and like what's like down the pipeline. And I was like, for the first time, I had to like admit out loud and be like soon, not anytime soon, but soon, my career is gonna change, and this is all I've ever known for the last 25 years up till today.
Yeah.
And I was like, looked at her like, damn. I mean, because I'm many things. I'm not just a skater.
Yeah.
Like, I have many
hobbies
hobbies, and I have a lot of skills, and I'm gonna be just fine in life.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean,
all that
you
stuff.
built your own skate park.
Yeah, like all that stuff, right? Like all that other stuff I'm good at is just like noise, like white noise, in this massive noise of what is my career. So, but now it's like you're gonna, you know, like it's like it's like watching LeBron soon.
Right. Exactly.
You're not gonna watch him play. Maybe you'll watch him on the sideline.
Yeah.
He'll never coach or nothing, but like. It's like Tom Brady, for instance. Like he's gonna host, he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna slowly get into eventually, right?
Well, yeah.
So it's like
Jackalope.
Yeah, like I'm hosting Jackalope, but it's just like
and damn him.
Yeah, and it's like, but I have like I still have like a bittersweet taste to that, because when you're like, oh, You're
You can
doing,
do that, huh?
You're doing
Yeah, I can
well,
do-
you're doing jackalope.
Yeah.
You're hosting it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, the
I
last
can be skating.
the last jackalope I skated, it's like
Which
I got second, but me and Mickey, like, it was like a 0.1 difference.
Word.
Like, we either one could have
Yeah.
won.
was the Canada one or
The
Virginia?
Mississauga,
Oh, okay.
which was my first ever jackalope. You know, so it's like
Yeah.
funny that people are pushing me. It's not me that
Mhm.
people are pushing me to host, and my argument is always like,
I still got some in the tank. I'm
Yeah.
still literally out there
Yeah.
doing my thing,
Mhm.
and
just
so you got to keep going. That's
Yeah.
really it. There's never
Keep
really
pushing.
this. It's great that you're acknowledging it, and you already have things in the pipeline.
Yeah.
But we all still rooting for you. To go
no
out there
facts.
and-
But it's just
you know what
crazy,
I'm
right?
saying?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
So
it's part of the brain now. It's like
Yeah.
a thought, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think I heard Sean Malto talk about it. He was like,
Transition.
before Malto would just easily send himself down fly the stairs, this,
Like 14
do
or something.
gnarly
Probably
stuff.
from crew
But then now
14.
he's like thinking like,
yeah,
Think about it.
I was
Think about it
skating-
many times.
I was skating
Before you
with-
jump.
yeah, I was skating
oh
with-
really? Yeah. So shout out Sean Malto.
Yeah, shout
Hey,
out
let's
Sean
keep
Malto.
it going, man.
Yeah, my bad.
No, this is great. We'll do a trade. You get the next surprise deck.
You know?
Yeah.
Living the experience that all you guys out there, when you buy one of these boards, you get. Are these just all my?
Show that to the camera.
Are these just all my boards? You want to know something crazy?
Sign?
You know, I remember Angel that lived at the house.
Yes,
he worked,
Angel,
he-
yeah.
he worked.
Moved back to PR?
Yeah. So the other day I was skating with him, and he pulled, and we were skating in Puerto
Cool.
Rico, and he pulled out. He was skating this board,
Wow.
and I looked at
What?
him, and I'm like, "You're
Where'd you
skating
get
this
it?
board from then?"
From back in the day?
Yeah, he's like, because he had it on his wall, in
Oh,
his house
wow.
there, and he's like, "I needed a board to skate," and I'm like, "That's amazing."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he
Mhm.
pulled it off the
That's-
wall and
yeah.
started skating.
That's like
Collector's Day.
Yeah,
that's like the
Remember that.
Sandlot, man.
yeah.
It's like we need a ball.
Oh,
Yeah, the
this
Babe
was
Ruth
The
one.
Barracks collab.
So this is actually
That's
stripped
limited
because
edition.
2015, yeah.
How
Yeah,
many?
dude.
How many?
There was only 50.
Only 50
only
decks
50
made?
of these.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it was actually at your house at the Halloween party.
Yeah, on the wall.
On the wall.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
damn. Yeah, check it out.
Do some.
I gotta host. I gotta
This-
host
this-
Halloween.
This
Yeah,
is
that
the
was-
one
that was
that
lit.
we didn't make this one.
Huh?
I don't think we made this one.
No? Are you jealous?
Well, let me check.
It's like,
Let me inspect the quality.
Marco makes
Or
decks.
is this Chapman?
I think it's Chapman.
Oh.
Because we did it in Chapman. We did it for the West
Shout out
Coast.
Chapman
Yeah.
Skateboards.
Yep. We did it for the West Coast, Ammo, and then Chapman did it for the East Coast.
Yeah. We had 2 plugs.
Yeah. There it is. Boom. It's beautiful, man. Nice little color.
You know this board? We did this board in 3 different colors.
Uh-huh.
The green one, then we did this one, and then we did a switch made one with Mickey pop up. We did only 10. You printed
Only-
those.
Only 10. Yeah.
And
Wow.
those sold like minutes.
So talk
Yeah.
about Fortune really quickly. That was just a few years, but
Yeah, it was cool. It was during a time where I left Ammo.
Yeah.
Sadly, which the team was me, Felix, Javier Nunez. Then
Johnny.
we got Johnny on,
Johnny.
Spanish Mike. Then
Filmer.
yeah, as a filmer. And then Diego Najera.
Diego.
We
Yeah.
Fire.
we got that
Yeah.
boy.
hmm
Yeah, we found him in the rough down there. You know, like we were like, bro, you're too good. We gotta get you up here.
man.
And then boom, his career took off. Anyway, and then there was a
The team
surprise.
was
There was a
sick, yeah.
surprise rider that said yes, that was gonna get announced, which was Louis Tolentino. And then
Oh,
right
that's
before
right.
we announced
New
it,
York.
yeah, right before we announced it, he had talked to
Was he on
I
Zoom
think
before?
Shut with
Shut.
Felix.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm, mm.
and then he was talking with Chocolate because Chocolate wanted him
Mhm.
on, and then he didn't know what to do.
Big pop.
Yeah, big pop.
Huge pop.
Yep, natural. So good
All those
and
dudes.
funny. Yeah, and
Even
funny.
Diego, big pop, man.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got the silent pop.
Bro.
Though. You're like, oh, and then he's like, whoa.
All right, we're
All right,
keeping it
next.
going. A few more.
A few
We
more.
got a few more, man. I mean, this is your story, and that's what I love to
Yeah,
portray with the boards and
Got it.
collect.
that's what you guys were doing back there.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Let's keep going down that timeline. Show that one.
Yes.
Show that to the camera.
This is my Jart board. Jart skateboards.
Did you design the graphics?
No, this one. Whoa, this
Who
one
did
has. Wow, that has the Barrick steel, the stamp of a.
Yes.
Approval.
Yeah,
Yes. See?
Yeah.
See?
It has a
Look at
Barrick
that.
gold seal.
I copped this, and this is the one where you signed them each
Yeah,
differently.
every
You put
time
it-
I did a trick over the
Yeah.
board. Yeah. Wow. I didn't design it, but I had a say in all my graphics.
You did. You approved
There's
it?
not one
Like-
graphic.
Do you approve all your graphics?
I don't approve, but I give them enough guidance that I know they're going
Right.
to be fine. The only thing
Okay.
that happened is after these 2 boards that we made, they started making more graphics without telling me, and then I would see them, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if a kid's gonna buy my board, it has to be my influence.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So and I've always been like that since day one. So yeah, but
What
it's one of my
about
chartboards.
the size or the shape that your boards are sold? Is it like the actual skate, the size that you skate, or
No.
is that,
I skate a freak board, so I like to give kids a what's an average shape with an average, nothing too like specific to my skating because, like I said, I ride a very specific shape.
What size do you skate?
Right now I skate a 775.
Wow.
Small deck.
Yeah, 31 point
And
two.
and a half.
31.3, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
The shorter one.
Whoa.
yeah. We skate
Small deck?
the same board.
Like
Yeah.
a custom
Small,
mold, huh?
short.
Yeah. Which is
Short
funny. Yeah, so
Which is the new right now? It's the new trend. The wheelbase.
yeah, everyone's like,
short.
"Oh, your board's so small," and then
Yeah.
they got like an 8.5, but then when they put the length up, I'm like, "Looks like my board's a little longer though."
Right.
I'm like, "What happened there, huh?"
Oh.
What happened there?
It's a trip then. So like again, when I was a youngster, it was like the small board,
7.5.
7.5, and then
That was
Well,
in the 90s.
7.4,
7.4, yeah. And then even the
I skated
minis, like
7.5
there's like
in the 90s.
minis, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and skating the boats, and then now it's coming back down.
It's coming back. It went all the way up to 8.5.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back down again.
Whoa.
So it looks like it's stopping at 8.25.
Right.
Yeah.
So it overshot and it's coming back down.
Right now, we were just talking about this. So I skated 7.75,
7.5. Yeah.
but I only skated that because I ran out of boards during COVID.
Mm.
And Felipe Gustavo and I skate the same
Sick.
board, but he skated the
Thank you.
775 version of my board. So
he
then
skates 7.75.
he used to.
He
And then so he gave me like 20 boards
Word.
because he only skates boards for like 2-3 days, and they were all brand new. And then so when I started skating, like when the world opened up again, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna stay with that board. But I just told Marco that I'm gonna on my next batch of boards to be 7.89.
And is that just a feel thing that you base it on?
Technical number is 7.875.
Okay, yeah.
7.89. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rounded off.
7.875. That's how
Yeah.
I know. So is that a feel thing though? Like, did you ever go up to like a 8.1, 8.2?
No, biggest board I skated was an 8.
Okay.
I just always like skateboarding is completely different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, in the era of skating that I grew up in, it was about progression and doing what other people weren't. It's cool to ride down the street, ollie up a curb, no side of ledge, front shove off,
Mm-hmm.
kick push, and then next clip. That's cool if that's you. But I grew up in the era of Manic Marty, Sorry. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
Scott Kane, keyboard front nose, blunt switch, heel flip
Technical
front
tricks.
nose.
Oh.
We're talking about Paul Rodriguez, every flip trick into a handrail. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
my goal was always to have that impact. Rodrigo TX and ollie flip.
Yeah.
lid.
Flip
saying?
in, flip out, basically.
Yeah. So
Wow.
for me, and then I would scope the landscape of how people were skating when they were skating. And Paul, for the longest time, actually skated a really small board too. Luan skated at 7.75.
Mm.
Felipe Gustavo skated 7.75. A lot of people did, and I was like, you know, it's for me. It's not so much about trying to front heel over a table. For me, it's more trying to nollie heel backsmith a handrail.
Mm.
And if a smaller board's gonna help me do
Works
that,
better.
like the nollie
It works better.
my whole California part was on a majority of my California part, all those big rails and hubbas and clipper and stuff was on a 7.75.
7.5.
Word.
It works better.
So funny question, but like, does shoe size play a role to any of this?
Not for me.
No.
I'm a size 10
Okay,
on the smaller side.
got you.
I'm a size 10.
What about the truck size? 7.75, so 5.0
5.0.
ventures.
And I used to
Low
skate,
or high?
I used to skate lows, but then when I
Lows?
started skating for Sandlot,
Sandlot.
there were HLC boards which are a little flatter than what I'm used to. So I had to skate riser pads to get my board to get like just a little higher,
The
so I
board
get
is
used to
flat.
it. And then once I got used to that, then I went to venture highs. I couldn't go from low to highs. It was too drastic.
Too
I'm
big
like,
of a change.
I'm like too like if I know when
Yeah.
something's wrong on my board.
It's
Mm.
it's a big
Like I like
huge
right
change.
away. Like because
Right.
I'm like very heel flipping in, front shove in, heel flip in,
Mhm.
nollie flip in. So I can usually I can do a lot of those tricks and it's like 6 cents. I'm not thinking too
Yeah,
much
yeah.
about it. I just do it. Right? So when I do it and it doesn't work, that
And
means
you know-
something's off.
Right, right.
So venture 5.0 high
High right now. Hollows.
right now. Hollows.
V hollows.
There's V hollows where the axle and the kingpin
Yeah.
Not just the Kingpin.
Yeah.
There's two types
Yeah,
of
they are.
edges.
They're right there, right?
Right there. Featherlight.
These are 520s. Yeah.
I think you just sold some Ventures the other day.
Yeah.
That's the truck, man.
That's the.
For me.
Not venture
I
forever.
used
Yeah,
to skate
yeah.
Ventures for. I used to skate Ventures.
That's
for 10 years.
nostalgic
10
for
years.
me.
But you want to know my
I
favorite?
switched. I can't
My
skate.
favorite truck of all time, till this day. Not the new.
Crux.
No, not the new. They were actually a lot better than I thought. They're really good.
Yeah.
But my favorite trucks of all time
Grankings.
are the OG Tensors,
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Tensor.
and that's why I rode for them. I rode for Tensor. I had to add.
But I remember you told me, why did you quit Tensor?
No, I quit Tensor because of
Because there was nothing happening.
yeah, there was a
You
disagreement.
said there was like,
There was a disagreement on the back end.
because I thought that you told me that you quit Tensor because,
No, that's why
there was nothing happening with the brand.
No,
When
that's-
is the last time
no,
they
I
did
quit-
something?
no, I quit.
You know?
Crux
On the
because of
market.
that.
Oh, Crux.
Yeah.
Maybe got confused.
Yeah, because they were doing a lot of they were doing a lot of stuff and a lot of changes, and then all of a sudden it was just like stagnant. And I'm like a person that I like we only have a window to do a lot of stuff in skating,
Yeah, it's a short
and
window.
then at some point, but we're changing that. It's no longer
Yeah.
short. No
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, hold on. Short window. I'm
I'll
like,
be 40 in
Marco's.
September, my boy.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
we're changing
Keep
the
pushing.
we're changing the narrative, which isn't easy, but it is easy. That's another
Stay healthy.
conversation.
And one thing, like everyone out there, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes of a skate brand, a company.
Yeah,
So then you see like, oh, this person left this company, this person. People just assume that like it's because you were negative or something. You did
Yeah.
something wrong. It's like, nah, there's so much that goes into
There's
it.
a lot of components
and components and
moving pieces.
Yeah, yeah. And
Moving parts.
speaking of, let's go to the
Keep
next
moving.
one. Let's keep it moving. We only have a couple more, but hey, I'm loving this, man. Tell the story.
Every boy.
Ooh.
This was actually my best to date that I know of. One of my best selling boards.
I need that signed.
Cool.
Yeah. So this funny story. We pulled this one out, but this sold out. So this is my first board with Sandlot Times, with Sal Maldonado did, and it's a native Taina woman. With my name. Obviously, we always implement a lot of Puerto Rican culture in a lot of my graphics. And it sold out 3 times.
Wow.
Congrats.
And then
Sick board.
since we have my boards, you can see my boards in the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see? Yeah.
So
We'll get into that.
this is the second iteration of this graphic.
I thought that because I was looking at that and then I was like,
Same artist. Sal.
Same artist?
Yeah. So, but this one's different. We took.
It looks like a different art.
What is?
A little bit.
It is. No, it is.
It is?
It's meaning it's an inspiration from
Right.
this to this. So
It
this
looks
is
like
her.
anime.
This is like the person like more face like. This is his style of work that he does murals all over the world of this style. Then I'm really big into anime. And I saw an anime at a concert, a Jay Wheeler concert, here in LA at the Nokia Center downtown. And it wasn't this, but it was something on the wall, and I really liked it. I took a photo of it, and I said, I want that, but Puerto Rico
yes.
and Taina and a machete, which is the machete.
Yeah.
And then he sent me this graphic, and then
Wow.
I went ahead and did a couple
Sick.
things. I added this. I added this is the Easter egg, which is the tattoo I have on.
Yeah. Manny, what is that? What's that symbol right there?
This one?
Yeah.
So hold that.
Mhm.
This is Atabe. This is one of
Hold on.
this is one
Still
of
got
this is one of the native carvings that were left behind by the natives. So Atabe is like
Puerto Rico?
yeah. She's like the goddess that she's giving birth. She's like in squat to give birth. So she's the Mama Upa. She's the one that runs the show. I actually have it tatted.
Boom.
Yeah, right there.
Word. There it is, y'all. OnlyFans. Hey, but this is amazing. We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about this too.
Yeah.
Talk about your time on Sandlot. You know
Sandlot?
what I mean? And
Yeah.
even like feel free to clear any air because same thing like
Thank you.
I saw some weird outlets are like, oh yeah, Manny abruptly leaves, and it's like, how do you guys know he abruptly left? Y'all don't even know what
Yeah,
like.
they don't know what.
Yeah.
You know,
so
like-
what's the story behind that?
So, funny enough, I have a handful of friends who had brands, and at the time, I was still kind of like didn't know what I was gonna do, and Ryan asked me, it was like towards the end of my JART contract that I was like in this renegotiation stage, and he asked me that he wanted me to ride for Sandlot, and I'm obviously like I can't say no, because he's my friend I've been wanting to skate for one of my friends' board company.
Mm-hmm.
We're always going on tour in the summer to the Woodwards, and you know what I'm saying. Like we
Yeah.
have a lot of history.
Good friends for a long time.
Yeah, so it was a no-brainer.
Right.
And then Mike Castillo at the time was there too. He's a good friend. He's super cool.
Cool dude.
Yeah,
Mike.
Mike. And then so we did that, and the plan was, and then Wyatt was already on, and Wyatt's maniac. He's so
He's the next upcomer.
yeah, he's the best. He's so funny.
Little kid.
Yeah,
Just
little kid.
crazy.
Yeah, he's so good so fast. But anyway, and then we were building out the team, so then I had an opportunity to put on Gordo, which is one of my little guys that live at the house. He's
Carlos?
really good. Yeah, Carlos, big dollars.
PR, Puerto Rican,
Yeah,
out of Texas.
he knows everything.
Sharko with the
Yeah.
tips. Yeah.
Then we got Greg Rodriguez on. So we're starting to build a team. But then obviously, you know, Ryan's a really busy guy. He's got a lot going on. He has a lot of business endeavors. He has family.
Mm-hmm.
Another baby on the way, surgery, video part comes out, and we're talking about Ryan Sheckler.
Living legend.
One of the most iconic skaters today and alive. So,
Right.
you know, it wasn't easy for him to always be a part of everything because he's getting pulled so many ways. And then we were just, you know, we were filming. I would take the guys filming, and it was cool. It was like I took more of a mentorship alongside not only skating and filming, but I was like doing what Felix would do for us.
Brand manager.
I
Team
wa-
manager.
More of just like a guy. That was just guidance.
Team motivator.
Team motivator. Because I never want to be. I'm a person that if you put a label on me, I'm gonna be the best at that label, and I'm not ready for it. I'm still filming. I'm still competing. I'm still, you know. And then as time went on, it just kind of got harder and harder, you know, to build what takes to have a big brand run, you know,
And the timing.
and the timing,
It's tough right now.
Right.
Yeah.
With the industry's dipping.
Yeah.
just with everything. And then he had to make a decision, which was really tough for him, because he needs to focus on his family, on himself, a lot of other things,
And to be able to skate.
yeah, and he just couldn't give us the Ryan that we needed. And you know, we had that conversation. He called me. I was in Puerto Rico, and I could tell he was like kind of scared to tell me something. I'm like, bro, just tell me what's going on. He's open book, and he told me everything. I'm like, bro, I support you. Like, it's cool. Like, it's all good. Like, I appreciate you even considering me to be a part of something that you started. And I'm glad that I was able to make enough impact where you were happy with what I did.
Right.
And I support you in whatever we move forward and whatever you need me to tell the guys and however you want this to roll out. And he was like, I really appreciate it. And Angelique and his mom, everyone was super, super cool. They paid me for the rest of my contract and didn't even have to do that. And same with Wyatt. And then you know, he gave me 2 months to figure out what I was doing, which they gave me 2 months to figure this out.
Yeah. So it wasn't you causing an uproar and making demands and all this. Like, I'm telling you, this social media, I know you don't pay attention to social media like that. You don't read comments and weird stuff like that. Actually, like, I've seen you respond to comments.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it,
I
bro.
get spicy.
Because but no, sometimes you're just like,
in a good way.
He'll be like, everything's okay. Like, a troll will go crazy. He'll be like, everything's okay. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, life will be fine.
Life will be fine. I love it, man. I had to take a page out of that, bro. Because, like, me coming in the game,
Oh yeah,
all
you
these
get a lot of
boards
hits.
and all that.
Yeah.
And again,
Flipping
I'm not a
boards.
pro skater, so like I would get a lot of like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? What it is? Kook,
Yeah.
da 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 da.
You gotta
But then
do
it's
Boards
like,
are too expensive.
I'm not gonna match your negativity.
Yeah.
I'm having fun, bro. Because like when I started too flipping boards, it literally was I was just collecting boards, dude.
Yeah.
Like I had no intention of making any money, anything like that. So it's funny though. I see your comments. I'm like, I like that
Yeah.
approach.
'Cause
I
there's
rather
this-
hit them with positivity.
there's something, I don't do it to all of them, but there's something about the ones that do kind of like tickle my fancy a little bit that, like, bro, you wouldn't last a week in my shoes, bro.
Mhm.
Like, so for anything that you have to say, that's a reflection of yourself.
Mhm.
Because I've been through hell to be here today.
Mm.
I've starved, had no money, given up my family, my son, my life
A lot of
to be
sacrifices.
here today.
Mhm.
Like, people don't understand that. Like,
Mhm.
that's why I take everything too also very serious. Like, and like with everything. Like, this isn't like a joke to me. This is my
It's a
life.
lot of hard work.
Like, I'm gonna die one day.
Right.
And like I want to at least
Life is short.
Yeah, I want to make the time I have here useful enough to where like someone does something or I do something, and I'm like, wow, like, this is nuts. Like I still wake up every day and I walk into my house or I go to the bathroom and I see my skate park in my backyard through the windows, and it's been there for 9 years, and just like 9 years ago when it got finished, I have the same impression.
Talk about that really quickly.
I got a skate park in my backyard.
Yeah, talk about that.
Crazy. I don't have like a baby. I have like a professionally built skate park. It's not like, oh, I have a box and a ledge and a bank and a quarter pipe. No, I have like a street course.
It's like, yeah,
in my backyard.
He's hosted.
Cool with it.
Yeah, I made peace.
Because Calvin had to move. Calvin has a skate park in the valley. He had to move.
Yeah, you just gotta know.
Neighbors were complaining.
You gotta know. You gotta know
who your neighbors are.
Not only that, but
cool
like
with your neighbors.
Yeah, have it. And you gotta also know like
the hours.
The hours.
There's hours at the house. Yeah. Sunday to Thursday, you can't skate past 7:30 because I have lights also. And then Friday and Saturday we can skate till 8:30.
And you've even hosted tournaments.
Oh yeah, we had a whole during after COVID. We had a
with Sheldon.
Yeah.
That's what's
up.
At
the backyard skate battle was insane. It was like it reminded me of like the back in the day pool, like the pool party contest that you would see in magazines back in the day, like in Venice. Literally happened in my house. It was insane.
Yeah, dude. That's what's up.
Insane. It was like
when everything was shut.
Yeah. So basically, like with anything like that, it's like you just, you let the neighbors know. I let my hair look. They thought I was gonna build a pool in the back because it was like all this dirt, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna build a skate park. I remember having my lights too, and one of my lights was beaming into the back, into the living room through the window of my neighbor. And he's like, hey Manny, come here, turn your lights on and come in my house. I go in his house. I'm like, oh, he's not gonna kill me or anything. And then when I go like this, he had a piece of paper on his window so it would block the light hitting his face. And I was like, oh, Mark, why didn't you tell me? Boom, next day I just pulled the light down. So I like, and he, I respect your neighbors. Mark comes over, like he'll peek over like in Home Improvement. When you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, boom, and it'll be just his eyes. And I'd be like, what's up, Mark? And he's like, hey, it's getting a little late, like the noise. And I'm like, 15, we'll shut it off. Or he'll be like, hey, you guys, I'm like, yo, shut the lights off.
Word.
No. Like, we don't want no.
That's cool.
And that's how we've been able. That's how we've been able to.
You're handling yourself.
And we don't skate the park as much as you think. We used to. Now with Paul's Park and the April Park.
Well, now there's a lot. Well, now you just shoot baskets in the back.
Oh yeah.
Because they got the basketball set up. You know that, right? Yeah. Basketball set up.
Felipe caught the L twice.
Yeah. I came in there. I did some dunks.
They got any warm up playing basketball.
Just so you know, I know.
That's what Paul does.
Yeah.
It's the craziest game. Tell about the game. 8. First off, his rim is not 10 feet.
It's 8.
So like even me, like, oh, I played pro. I'm like, oh, we're
because the tree leans. The tree leans. So the tree leans this way. So the only way I could put it so that it was level was at 8 feet. If I put it up at 10, the rim would have been like.
Yeah.
So I had to work with what I got.
Right. Which is fine. I don't make excuses. Again, living in the Philippines, being an overseas basketball player, they throw out whatever ball. I'm like, damn, they don't care. You gotta make it happen, right? And I'm sure in skating, you've been in scenarios where like, I gotta make it happen no matter what, right? Obviously, if cops pull up, you only get 1 or 2 more chances.
Sometimes that's when you land it. That's the worst.
Exactly.
Try a trick for 2 hours, the cops pull up, you land the next try. You're like, man, I wish I would have just put that much effort in the first 5.
Yeah. Hey, so check this out.
You good with this one?
Yeah.
All right. This,
thank you.
You gotta open right now. And
all right, so
getting spicier. Hold on, Marco. This is the spiciest.
Ooh. So this is now.
There's not even a surprise deck emblem. This is a blank blue bag. Now pull this one out. Show the cam.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Take the bag.
Show the camera.
I didn't approve this. I didn't approve this.
Yeah!
Surprise, bitch!
Surprise!
Damn!
Let's go.
This goes hard.
So this is the Wallride X Wallride exclusive collab.
Wow.
Colorways.
Yeah, this
is your graphic.
So. Yeah, you guys are gonna be able to get colorways that I don't have.
And signed.
And
all
that
the boards will be
yeah.
signed in a blind
And
bag.
you don't know which one you're gonna get. Wow, this goes hard.
Bro, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like I was looking
Show
at
it
them
to
all,
the
and
cameras to see if you can
I
see
was-
the sparkle.
this is the black sparkle one,
The
but there's
black
so
sparkle.
many
That's what it's
variations.
called.
There's so many variations. They all honestly go so hard, and they're super duper limited. Gonna be
There's-
autographed by Manny.
They're super duper.
There's 10 variations.
Crazy, yeah.
There's 10 different foil variations.
Yeah. So, boom town.
That's dope. I love that.
Literally, Manny's first time seeing the
That was crazy.
Exclusive
This
colorways.
Wow. This goes
crazy, huh?
Yeah, this goes.
Love it. Boom.
And the mini board is actually made out of 7 layers of maple.
That's like a
It's a
real.
real deck.
Yeah.
It's not a toy. It's a collectible item.
This
Printed.
comes with what's this?
Separate.
Ah.
Yeah, it's gonna be separate.
Talk about this new. Is it a new brand? Is it just something that you're like, hey, these are graphics that I like, you know, or are people gonna have the opportunity to get themselves, you know, we have them here on the wall,
Yeah.
one of these as well. Talk about your brand.
So
Yeah, what's the name?
So
Of this
what
brand.
I was thinking, right, my thought process when Ryan called me, I was like, man, finally found a home with my friends, and then I was like, what am I gonna do now? Obviously, I sell boards, so it's not like people don't not want my board. Clearly, you know. So I'm like, you know, I was lost for a little bit. Like, am I gonna skate blanks again? And then I always come back to like what I tell people when they see me in person. They're very like grateful, and they always say, "Man, thank you so much." And I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, I have more to thank you guys than you have to thank me. Like you guys, because of you guys, I have a career. Like without you guys, I wouldn't be important. I wouldn't exist like this. I wouldn't be able to live my dreams. So I was like, man, when it comes down to it, in my career, I've accomplished a lot. You know, I've from video parts to traveling the world to winning contests to being a household name to having a pro shoe and having my second pro shoe ever come out, you know, with Rad. My first shoe with them, but like my second pro shoe. I've had pro trucks, pro grip, pro bearings.
Echo.
I've pro
That was fire.
clothes,
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
I remember like
pro clothes.
yeah.
Like, so, you know, at the end of the day, like, I have to do, it's my job to do stuff for the fans.
Mhm.
So, since I do skate with my friends, you know, I have two options. It's either I skate for a board brand,
For your friend's board brand.
for my friend's board brand, and we just do this pretty much, but together, and we travel the world and video projects, whatever. Or there's something lucrative enough for me to say, okay, I'm down to be a part of a team and help build it out, or you know, bring my expertise to your squad. Then there was or I can, for now, and if this works, I can just make boards for you guys.
With the artist that you like.
Yeah, with
And respect.
Right.
Yeah, and the goal is, so it's not just like, oh, it's a Manny Santiago board. The graphics are going to be collaborative with artists who are friends of mine. So the first one was only right to do with Saba because he did a lot of my Sandlot graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice like transition from kind of similar artwork.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my goal is to do a board every 3 months and keep it kind of very OG, like very like seasonal. But it's also very
limited drops.
But it's also very limited. So with this board, there's only, to the public, I believe there's only the 50 that are mine, and then the 20 that are yours, and then the 20 that are
Skate Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another important thing I want.
Skate shop in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, my skate shop. But another thing I want to speak on is I don't want to take wall space from companies who are doing stuff already at a larger scale. Like, I don't want to take F&, Awesome or Primitive or Element or whatever. Like, I don't want to fight for wall space. But if a shop contacts me and goes, no, man, we want to carry like 3 of your boards, I'm not going to say no. But I also don't want to chase for wall space.
Right.
Because I don't want to make also people feel uncomfortable that they're saying no to me.
You don't want to cut into somebody else's pie.
There's
There's too many brands. The pie is only so big.
But is that?
It's
See,
just
that's
cuts into the.
that's
into the
my.
pie.
That's why I came up with Surprise Dexter, because I'm like asking that question. Like, I don't know if this
But it's collectors.
is the pie
It's collectors.
only so big.
In skate shops, yes.
Oh, in an actual skate
It's
shop.
different.
Right.
Collector's market
Legitimately
is-
talking about wall space. Like
Wall space in
legitimately.
skate shops, the pie is only so
Right.
big.
Yeah.
Got
And,
it.
And everybody's fighting for
Yeah.
the wall space.
Got it.
and I don't want to be a part of that fight. But
Mhm.
what I do want to be a part of is that I owe it to you guys to provide you with stuff that you want to skate, to support everything I've done.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing this. So there's not going to be that many's, but if by the graces of God and the universe and whatever you believe in,
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
These boards so happen to be gone by Monday, I might have to revisit
Mm-hmm.
maybe dropping another 50. Let's
Right.
just say, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened with my first Sandlot board.
Right.
They dropped it,
They're
sold
like, yeah.
out, dropped it again,
Yeah.
sold out, dropped it again, and they were like, all right, we need to, like, I don't know why they stopped it, but it sold out again.
Mhm. Hey, as a
And then-
collector,
And then my last board sold out as well. The
Yeah.
one, the
Yeah.
gold foil,
Yes.
Puerto Rico flag with the frog.
and you
so-
had the other one with like
The gorilla.
Yep.
That was one I
Mhm.
loved that one a lot.
Mhm.
So I don't know yet. I'm navigating this with you guys. So we're going through this together as a fan base and as a business.
Mhm.
So the goal is that, and if they do really well, then maybe we'll just drop another 50 and see how that
Mhm.
goes. But I don't want to get it to a point where I'm like dragging this on,
Right.
because I want it to be a.
You want to
Right.
switch the graphic.
Well, no, I
And
didn't want it-
keep it limited.
Or if it does really well, then right away I'll
Yeah.
order the new graphic.
exactly. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You
I
might,
already have it lined
yeah,
up.
you might say this 50 are great. I'm grateful. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Let's do the next colorway. Let's do the next graphic.
Yeah.
And it's cool because look, honestly, from the outside looking in, it's not only exciting, it's empowering, man. Because we love the big brands. Shout out to the big brands.
Yeah, 100%.
It's necessary. Again, there are all
Primitive
these
is one of my
components-
favorite brands.
Right. There are all these components that contribute to the skateboard industry.
Mhm.
I had a lot of flack because people are like, "Oh, you're buying boards," but companies they rock with me and pro skaters rock because they're like, "Dude, this guy's. If I buy 10 boards, it's because I really rock with you guys." Yeah, and I want to collect. Like
Mhm.
hearing about your story, I'm like,
Mhm.
"Damn, I need to make sure I have every graphic."
Mhm.
And on the back end, I'm being able to support you.
Yeah.
And so much goes into it, man. So
Yeah.
love to hear that. Talk about Skate Hop. We got to give them some love,
Yeah,
man. You
shout out
you
Skate
so
Hop.
you have a skate. This is
Fico.
Yeah, Fico Rock.
What's up,
Important.
Fico?
tell people like maybe people didn't know.
Yeah, so I have a skate shop in Puerto Rico, in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, with Fico Rods. He's my business partner, my brother. We started it 2013. Ocean was born 2012, 2013, in the middle of that. Actually 2012, because that's when my son was born. And then we had it was a distribution, and then a year later, Fico found the space, and then we opened up the shop, and then we built it out. And our sole goal with Skate Hop was to bring brands that we thought were dope to PR and to do events and give back. So then we, prior to opening up the shop, we started the Prince of Puerto Rico on an Ammo trip.
So that's through the shop.
That it wasn't at first, but now it became, because it was
Bring
my
out some friends
contest.
over
Yeah.
the island.
Yeah, so it was like I would invite pros, they would judge the skaters, we would do a tour around the island, make a video, do the contest, give back, everything free, give money out, give prizes out, everything.
Mhm.
It was like Go Skateboarding Day.
Yeah.
It's like our Go Skateboarding Day, right? And then that's what we've been doing, and then we did from that we've fixed skate parks, we've donated ramps, we've been rebuilding ourselves the Mayagüez skate park to make it better for the youth to be able to progress and help represent the country, but also help them get better at skating and have a great time.
Yep.
So through Skate Hop, and people are like, oh, like, you have a shop and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, and there's the good days are great.
Mm-hmm.
The bad days are scary.
There's some tough days.
Yeah, the bad days are
In the
scary,
retail
but we
space.
fight. We fight to stay open, and we fight to get back. A lot of people don't realize I spend a lot of my own personal money for these like park builds and a lot of stuff, but I don't have to publicize that.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
that's just for not you guys know, but like for at the time, for those who are there, know, you know,
Yeah.
like, and we've been, like, for the longest time, we've been one of the most important heartbeats of the skate scene on the island, because it's like we've opened our doors and for any kind of help, any kind of guidance. A lot of the guys, like the three of the kids that were little kids competing in the Prince of PR, now all live here. And then now one of them is getting stuff from Rip and Dip. He was on Sandlot. The other one is, I connected him with Powell, and now he's on skating with the Powell guys, filming Crazy. We're probably gonna get on the team pretty soon about our film, and gnarly part. His name's Felipe Bagan. And then Weesing is doing his thing. So it's like, through Skate Hop, all I've ever wanted to do was help, and I feel like a lot of people also represent the shop because they know what it has done for the body of the skate community in PR. So it's really important to support your local shop.
Yeah.
It's easy to buy online, I'm not gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a lot better to walk into a shop, have a conversation, buy something, see stuff,
Feel it
and be part of the
with your
community.
hands.
Yeah.
Be part of the community. I'm gonna take the time to say rest in peace, Chris Rice. He was actually the guy and the brains behind Eastern Border when I was in Massachusetts growing up skating, and he was one of the first people to believe in me and give me free boards and free stuff in the shop when he wasn't supposed to, because I didn't skate for Eastern Border. But he saw the potential in everyone. He just wanted to help. Then he went on to have Identity Board Shop, and anyway, he passed away recently, but he's a really big, important person in the Northeast skate community, and he's like one of the most respected people. So he just passed away, but he was one of those people that made sure that when you were in the shop, you knew how to grip a board, you knew what a magazine was, you knew who Bob Burkos was, you knew the consolidated team, you knew this is why, like, this is why you don't do this, this is why you do that, and he is really opinionated and protected the skate community. So
the front line of skateboarding shops.
and that's a shop
And
is
they're closing at an alarming rate.
yeah.
So,
The skate shops are they're a safe haven for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, say you're like at the park and you're having a good time, you just come here and just sit down,
Yeah.
have a conversation. 2 years later, you have a job, you boom, all of a sudden you have an apartment because you work at the shop, and then all of a sudden you're a rep for a company, and then next thing you know it, you're Paul Rodriguez team manager.
Yeah.
I work.
So like online is dope, but like exactly, I feel like we all have that memory of like going to the local shop. There's nothing like it. Like I still remember being young, little youngster, and going in for the first time and looking at that wall and seeing like, the old Birdhouse, the Zero, the Flip, the World Industries, the Angel Boy, at Valsurf
Angel
too.
Boy.
Angel Boy, man. Just like that feeling, like, whoa, what is this, And then getting a board, and then again, how you mentioned, like, you gotta learn how to grip it. You gotta learn how to set it up yourself. Even Marco, to this day, I think I was here the other day, and people came in, you're like, hey, you gotta grip this, you gotta do this. Like, it's part of it. You know what I'm saying? And
people
even in skateboard videos, like I would watch videos, even like Fulfill the Dream, and there's a part where like Aaron Snyder's like setting it up, and to me, I was like, damn, that's just everything's so cool, man. I love the little intricacies, and it seems like you're super cognizant of all like the little intricacies throughout your whole career, man, and throughout the days and the moments. And I believe that's how it all comes together to basically make you who you are, man. And the respect is high. So do you want to ask some other questions, Marco?
Do I hold this?
Yes. All right. So we covered all the timeline of all the.
Yeah, we covered that whole time.
Brands and all that?
There
You have a couple more? You want
Okay,
to
you
open
know
up?
what? Open up another, because there are variants, dude.
So 10,
So the
10 different variants.
Right, the Wallride exclusives are gonna have different variants, so it's not just one, folks. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So Manny doesn't know what he's gonna pull.
Also, I want you guys to know, when this goes great, and you guys do a very fantastic job buying these boards from them at Wallride X, right? This is something that I will consider to do with every board drop.
Dope.
So, but it's up to you guys.
Right.
To make this fun and exclusive.
Right. And I gotta get in line too. I want everyone to know that. Like, straight up, I have to be a collector. I'm doing the same process that everyone else is. Yep. Ain't no double dipping. Like, I'm really.
You're buying full price?
I'm buying, man.
Whoa, these look insane.
My dude.
So, that's a foil.
Yes, this is a red foil. That's a foil, ladies and gentlemen. This is a foil, if you didn't know.
Yo, that's fire though. That's that blood red, like
Yeah,
just
that's that. Like she actually used the
right.
machete. She
You got
got
to
that.
handle biz.
Man, that looks crazy.
Red foil goes. That hits, yo. So that's the Wallride
This
exclusive.
is the Kill Bill edition.
Yeah. He gonna do one more, but there are multiple variations. Y'all will get the chance. And by the way, again, Manny's gonna sign these after, so every single one's gonna be autographed.
I feel bad for wasting all these.
No, it's promo.
Oh, this one goes crazy too.
What you get?
You gotta have to wait and see.
3, 2, 1. Oh
yeah,
my
foil was nice.
Gold foil.
Boom.
Oh my gold.
Puerto Rico, rich port. That's what it translates. La isla del encanto.
That thing's popping like
Hard.
So let's
Okay, so some other questions?
yeah, so let's just I mean
there are some.
I want to jump into this question.
Oh yeah,
This
go
is like
for it,
inspiring and
yeah.
hey, you
Go for
can
it.
you can jump
you
in
go.
on this too, but here's the thing. Nearly 40, 50. You guys are still skating damn near every day, right?
Yeah.
How are you able to do this?
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's
What's
a
your
choice.
routine?
It's a choice. It's a choice. It's not easy, but it is easy. It's how you see it. There's a lot of pain, obviously, but and not everyone's gonna be in pain. But I mask a lot of pain to be able to do what I love every day. So from
what does that look like? Like icing in the morning or like
you go to the
stretching?
gym?
no, everything. Like meaning like, first you wake up every day and you fight and choose to be happy. You guys see me happy, and I'm 99.9% of the time happy. But I'm human. I have my days where I'm not happy. I'm confused. I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I still doing this? What's the purpose? What's the reason? Why? And then I step outside. And I'm like, this is why. So it's like, first it's like a choice, right? And then it's like, well, you have the choice, and what are you gonna do to make sure that this choice that you made is possible? So for me specifically, it's like I've skated so much, so hard for so long that I get a lot of knee pain, I get a lot of ankle soreness, lower back. It's like a lot of cringing body pain. So I realized at a lower weight, I have less pain. So then that sparks like my vegan diet, which is a lifestyle.
Eating healthy.
Yeah, eating healthier, cutting out. I'm not perfect though. I have my Oreos. Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Oreos. There's some vegan
ice cream.
gummies. Like sugar's quote unquote plant-based, vegan. You can still have a ton of carbs, all that. So you can find ways. I'm also plant-based. So.
Yeah. So it's just like making sure that I'm doing enough to put in my body to keep me fueled for the day, but also putting stuff in my body that's going to help me beyond skating, longer than skating. So from that, and then working out, but not excessively working out. There's this weird thing happening in skating right now where, for me, that my perspective is that a lot of people are working out a lot.
Like lifting weights.
They're just working out a lot, and it's actually taking away from their skating because they're tired from working out and they don't skate as much, or they're hurting because of the workout. Basketball.
Right. I like basketball and skating have a lot of similarities because it's high impact. You just mentioned like knees, ankles, lower back. That's literally basketball. And then hips, right? You throw hips in there. But I remember it was a summer. I came back from the Philippines, and same thing. I'm like, I need to be working out more and pushing it. My buddy was like, hey, come do this CrossFit. So, bro, there was one summer I was doing CrossFit and basketball, and it low-key set me back. Because it was like excessive.
Too much.
Yeah, there's just certain things. Like, for me, my perspective is you want to be strong enough to skate at your best ability and protect your joints, but you don't want to be so strong that you lose a lot of flexibility and gain a lot of muscle mass, which is weight. So there's a fine line. So I work out, but I don't work out as much as you think.
Okay.
Like I have like 2 workouts a week where like I can go in, and then I'll work out in between random, but it's not like a workout like today, right? I woke up today. Rad released. They're releasing a bunch of new colorways, so they send us to post on the story. So I'm like, oh, I'll take this opportunity, throw on the new shoes, and do a workout in the garage. I have a little gym in the garage, so go do my workout. Then I sit in the sauna. Then ride the bike. Boom. Go skate with Shane. Boom. Skate the rail for a little bit. Not too much, but enough to do what I wanted to do. Boom. Get some food. Go skate pause. Skate pause a little bit. Go home. Sat in the sauna. Got in the ice tub. Lay down for a sec. Came here.
Wow.
You know? Like, I didn't do a crazy ass workout. It's like barely any weights. It's more like body weight.
Maintenance.
Yeah. So it's
conditioning.
Like, understanding that there's a fine line. There's a fine line if you want to have a longevity at a high level of skating.
And how has your diet, like being vegan? I mean, obviously you mentioned vegan is like lifestyle, right?
Yeah. Oh, off rip, lost 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
Give or take.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. There's a video clip of me if you see online somewhere. It was at a Black Box trade show. And I skate the best trick. It was like a 30-minute jam. 2 hubbas, gate at the bottom. I actually won. It was the first time Chris Cole ever lost at Black Box. And I weirdly so beat him.
That contest puts you on the map.
Yeah. And if you look at
turning point.
Yeah, if you look at the footage, I'm like easily 170. But like thick. Like there's a photo of me and Sheffy, and in that photo I made Sheffy look small. I was also kind of flexing. Wow. But after that, because of Felix, I saw what it did for him, and then I became vegan, and off like literally in 2 weeks. I for sure lost 15 pounds.
Whoa. Shout out to Sean Sheffy, by the way, Skateboard Hall of Fame inductee.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give him his flowers.
Nicest
that dude.
And he's the nicest, bro. He's the nicest guy. You know, we've heard his gnarly stories from back in the day, but nowadays,
he was gnarly back in the day.
Nowadays, he's so supportive and like super and I love that he's always in a hoodie and he's always just getting his grinding the rail. Like, you're not.
So what about on the road? Because
on the road,
you know, like at the Olympics, how were you able to do it? Was it easier there or like?
Well, typically I travel with food and a plug-in pot. It's a lot easier nowadays, but for the longest time I did. So even at the Olympics, they had at the cafeteria they had vegan food and they had a bunch of options for us. But like I'll still cook dinner in my room. I'll just take lentil pasta and some sauce and I'll get veggies locally and just chop them up, throw it in the pot. Yeah, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to eat like 5 slices of pizza and a soda? Yes. Do I want to go out and hang out with my friends and drink all the time? Yes. But you have to make a choice. Like you have a choice, and it's up to you to make sure that the promise that you made to that little kid happens.
Right.
So.
That's the difference, though, right? Because the mental fortitude that you're able to have.
Yeah, and I'm not perfect by any means. I have my moments where I'm like tired and fed up, and I'm like, I've done enough. Why am I putting myself through this? And I'll like drink a couple days, and but then on Monday, sure enough, I'm like, why did I do that? But I feel like shit. And then like right now, I'm sober right now.
Yeah.
Until after Rome World Skate.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll have some wine with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not perfect, but I try to walk the line of work really hard, respect yourself, respect your dreams, but also enjoy the moments. I don't want to ever look back and be like I was too strict and I never got to enjoy my time.
Talk about P-Rod?
So you're friends with Paul.
Yep. Been friends with Paul for a long time.
You skate his park a lot?
Yes. I probably skated more. No, Felipe Monta skates it more than me. But
I'm
up there in the top 5.
The same age?
Yeah. We're like 9 months apart.
So saying that, you got some cool stories?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me and Paul got crazy stories. One I would really like to highlight is that a lot of people don't see is that when Paul does it, because he does a lot of give back stuff, he always includes me in a lot of give back stuff. When we do like the skate demos at the high schools or anything like that, he always includes us in that. He doesn't really publicize it too much. But I think one of my favorite stories would be when I started coming up I mean, I have tons, but when I started coming up in the pro world, he like saw something and he instantly just said, put his like metaphorically like put his arm around me and was like, I'm gonna show you the way. And like he would like pick me up, like he would have an AT&T shoot and he could pick anybody to be a part of his AT&T commercial.
He brought you in.
Brought me.
Wow.
You know, and like he would like be in the car and he would talk to me about business and skating and contracts and future plans and investments. You know, he always like even other contractual stuff that he was like, you know, you'd be like pretty much like, no, let them know that we skate a lot and I post you. So like know how you can negotiate your deals with that level of power. You know,
there's some leverage there.
Yeah, he's always 100% been real and yeah, I think that one of my favorite stories is that when and it's a collective of stories, but it's like that the message is that like he didn't have to do that. Yeah. And like we've always been like real, you know. Right. Like, we have like we have a good, you know, and there was like a little period of time where we like our friendship fell apart, which was sad, but it also taught me a lot of stuff, because it's not always just on the other end. There's like multiple things happening, and sometimes we forget about that. And it made us closer to understanding. So when people tell me stuff, I'm like, bro, you have no idea what's going on. Facts. You have no idea what, like, because when people do it to me, now I know. I'm like, oh.
So before you jump to a conclusion, you're like, let me, you know, cooler heads prevail, let this thing settle. He might be going through something. You mentioned with your social media, people go through stuff you don't know. Yeah. And so you kind of.
And you know what's crazy? He never throws shade on anybody. And if he does say something that people might take the wrong way, it's coming from an actual like it's coming from a place of facts and like cultural understanding, right? But I've never once ever been like, fuck this dude or the opposite. He like follows random kids on, like he'll see a kid on Instagram and he'll like his skating and he'll just follow him. I'm like, he's like, yo, look at this kid. And I'm like, you're following him? He's like, yeah, I like his skating. I watch it. I just go to his page and watch it all the time. I'm like, what the, like who does that? He's like, oh, his skating is sick. And I'm like, I'm like, you're Paul. Imagine getting a follow from Paul. Like, I have no idea what's going on.
Dude, I didn't even know he was following me. Like one time my boy just texted me like, damn, that's sick. P-Rod follows you. I'm like, what? And what? So I like literally looked and I was like, oh my gosh, P-Rod follows me. And it was like this, cool. I'm just tripping because, you know, respectfully, like he, in my opinion, is like the most humble superstar.
That's what I'm saying.
Possibly like that's what I'm saying. In sports, dude. Yeah, he's legitimately
it's a very humble, very firm,
down earth and humble and chill.
Yeah. We remind what crazy is like we'll like, because you guys got to remember like Paul is one of my favorite skaters since forever, right? So like Costin.
I thought it was Eric Costin.
Well, meaning in my age bracket. Oh. So like it's funny that someone that's my age is my favorite skater. So Costin is my favorite skater, but like outside of that, right? Like my favorite skater is Paul. So in that list, right? And then it goes like the rest of the guys, TNX and PJ, yada yada, Danny Garcia, and Mark Johnson. You know, there's a list. There's a long list. Right? But we like there would be times where like I'll lay into him on some just like me being me positive, like when he was doing his life reset stuff, and I'd be in there like, bro, don't you fucking like you. Then I'll just go through the list, bro, on like which equals you are the fucking GOAT. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And like he's just like, damn. He's like, you should come to my business meetings and you just talk about me. And I'm like, please, let me get 10%.
Yeah, the things that are like what he's able to do, and he's still going. You guys are both. I feel like you guys are ushering in another new wave, and that's
the goal.
The boundary, the whole window, being taken to another level, man. Like you guys are the 40 club essentially. Yeah. And
well, I heard the other day, Mickey Papa was telling me like he was talking to somebody I know was nearby, or he pointed at me. The conversation was that he's like, yeah, look at man, he's fucking about to be 40. Look at him, like we're good.
Yes.
Like you, DeCenzo, Paul, like, look, we're good. Like we're
It's the
good.
form-
The guys after then, they're like, no, we still got
Right.
years at a high
Right.
level,
You still
and that's
got it.
always been my goal.
Yeah.
Is to push that narrative. Like,
It's the
never
4
too
minute
late.
mile. Like you guys are showing that it can be done, and now the next wave of skaters are gonna be like, damn, I can skate for 20 plus years.
Yeah, if I
You know,
take
if
care
I-
of myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You take care of yourself.
And business can invest in people at an older age, so
Mm-hmm.
that people can have a good career.
Word.
Because it's sad when you see someone who's done so much for skating and so much for the culture and has put in the work, and they struggle.
Hmm.
They struggle
Which happens
a
probably
lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, because the brands are scared to take they're just scared. They're like, oh, the youth and this and that. I'm
Mhm.
like, it's funny you say that because you just invested a 6-figure deal on this guy, but when they call my name, I get 5 times the cheers louder than the guy that you
Mhm.
think, and then that person in 2 years ends up slumming it.
Hmm.
But we're still here pushing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, where's the value? Where do
Right.
you see a value? Is it this weird like U.S. child kid star kind of sketchy vibe that you invest in children who don't even know how to like protect their assets?
Hmm. And how do you navigate that though? Because of course you can just be heated, but you have to continue to.
I think what Manny said a long time ago, like, I think the reason why he's successful, because whatever the industry told him not to do, he went against the grain.
Yeah,
He did the
100%.
exact opposite.
I'll say that to
And it's
anybody.
one of the reasons why,
Yeah.
lasted for decades and
Yeah.
you're so successful,
Yeah,
right?
just like it was.
They told you don't do that and you did the exact
Yeah.
opposite,
It's like, how are you gonna try to control somebody?
right?
How are you gonna try to like skateboarding is
Like,
an art form. Skateboarding is an art form, and then how are you gonna tell somebody
There's
how to
no
control
rules,
their
there's
art?
no rules in skateboarding.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Like-
if skateboarding is an art form, which it is, it's self-expressive.
Yes,
You paint your own
that's
picture,
right.
and then you come in and tell me, "Oh, here's a 5-year deal,"
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna control your art form. It's like,
No, it's not
excuse
gonna
me,
happen.
you got me, you want me
Yeah.
because of my art form, and now you're trying to control
That's
what
right.
I've been trying to paint. How about you just idolize what I'm painting, put it up, and let it speak for itself?
That's right.
And then in 4 years, if it hasn't sold, then that tells you something.
But even if it hasn't sold in 4 years,
In 20, it'll sell for a million.
exactly. That's what I'm like. Then I come through like 2 decades later, like, all right, it's time. You
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Because as mentioned, you have decades in the game, bro. So then when you're 50, and I'm like, hey, remember that board? Remember the board that you dropped?
Oh,
10
bro,
years
at 50,
ago,
At 50,
bro.
I'm kick from crook in a handrail.
Let's go.
At 50,
Let's go.
9 stairs, 8, 9, 10. No
Hey.
less than 8.
You heard it here. Wallride exclusive
happening.
promises.
100%.
Oh man, the boards are calling. Hey, you know what? You want to sign some boards?
Yeah.
Yes,
We're gonna do
but
it.
I do have another question.
Oh, okay.
If you want to talk about it, because you talked about it before.
Yeah.
The situation in San Francisco when you guys went filming.
Ah, that was
With
crazy.
Spanish Mike?
bro.
We got to end on this story. This
Yeah.
is a good one.
That was crazy. All right,
Yeah.
so we're filming California.
Yeah.
We're filming California. I'm on a hot
Mark, give
one.
me that.
I'm on a hot one, like meaning like. And Mike contest to this. Like I'm like tomorrow 9 a.m. this spot, this trick. I did that, like 20 plus tricks in a row.
When is this time period again?
Right, COVID.
Okay.
When they open the doors, but not people can go, but they open the doors, you know? And I'm like, oh, this is the time. There's no contest. There's no nothing. Everything's open. So I would scout this. I would go to the spot, scout it, fix it, or make it skatable. Go home,
Mm-hmm.
work on the trick the next day. The following day, we would go to the spot 9 a.m., get the trick, boom. And I would do that as I got the clips, right?
Okay.
So then we go up test, and I'm like, all
How
right,
many
Mike.
months was that?
I filmed the part in
Like a few months.
like 6, 7 months. The
Yeah,
whole
it
part.
normally takes like 2-3 years.
A part like that would take that long. Yeah.
And when you say every day, do you mean like Monday through Friday and then weekends off, or like
No.
You were like-
Monday to Monday. There was no days off. Yeah.
25/8? Okay.
Yeah, meaning like it
Stacking
was like
clips.
we were just like, boom, boom, boom. And then I'm like, all right, Mike, and I'm a very OG mentality skater when it comes to video parts. Like I gotta do it's like, not only do I gotta do my stuff and in my fashion, but I never took in the time for a video part in LA to pay homage to what I knew I could always do
Mm.
in the spots that I grew up idolizing. So that's why it's called California, and that's why the clips are only in California. because it's all the spots I grew up watching: Medic Monty, Sorry,
All the famous spots.
all the famous spots. And then so we got it. So obviously Clippers on the list, San Juan Rails on the list, and SAC. It's like the 11th stair that Paul and Jack Curtin skate, that Paul does nollie flipping in Bloom. So I'm like, go up to SF. It's me, Spanish, Johnny. Yep. So go to SF. We have all the spots lined up. Obviously, Clippers like the most important. So we go to SF, handle San Juan rail. How did it go? No. Go to SF, handle Clipper. Go to SAC.
Did you go Pier 7?
Yeah, we go to Pier 7. We go to SAC. We go to San Juan rail. We go to we don't go to the 11. We just go, boom. Then we go to the double set, the Autosari Nollie switch tray.
Yep, in the run.
Yeah, fakey flip switch tray.
Yep.
Got a line there. Then we're now checking in.
So
we had two. We end up at, we had two Airbnbs. We had one in SAC for the first half of the trip.
Okay.
And then so we can focus on the SAC spots, and then we had the one in SF. So as we transition, I already went to Cumber though because I already got the clip.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was like I think it was like the first thing I got was like the most important thing, and then we went to SAC and I got all the rest of the stuff. So then we go to check in. I mean, the trip's pretty much over, but we go to check into our next Airbnb.
So you already got the clips.
We already got the clips.
Most of the clips.
Yeah.
So you're hyped.
Yeah, we're hyped. We're hyped.
Yeah,
I'm like sick. Job done.
Mm-hmm.
Like job is done.
Mission accomplished.
And I got the front shove nose Manny Nollie tray at Pier 7.
Oh, sick.
So I got front shove nose Manny Nollie tray Pier 7. I got the front shove feeble on the San Juan rail.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Vera Hill 5.0. And I got I did the line. I did nollie flip, no push, 3 shove at the double set.
So you're feeling like you're skating in flow mode because again, how Marco said, usually it takes people 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. No. I was
so
like,
your mentality, you're
no, I was there
on another level.
This is insane.
I didn't go
months to put
I didn't
part
go
together.
I didn't go to a spot and not leaving them without the clip.
Wow.
That out of all the clips I filmed, I think it happened twice. And I still left with the clip, not just the one I wanted. Then I went back and got the one I wanted.
Just felt like you were just laser focused.
Yeah.
You were just on a mission.
Yeah. So then we go to the Full House park. There's a park we show the Full House, you know the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the park chilling, vibing, and then we didn't realize that park was notorious for people breaking in because it's a touristy spot. So then Mike goes to the car to get something. He's coming back freaking out, like pale white.
Wow.
Having like a heart attack. And I'm like, well, I get up and like, Mike, like sit down. I'm like, you good? He's like, it's gone, everything's gone. I'm like, what do you mean everything's gone? Is you okay? He's like, they broke into the car, they took the bag, they took the hard drives, they took the laptop, everything is gone.
Took everything? Wow.
And I'm like, then I had to be like, oh, I got to like control. I'm like, Mike, it's okay, it's just stuff. You're fine, I'm fine, Johnny's fine, we're good, everything's fine. Sitting down, get him to calm down. I go to the car, everything's gone. I'm like, all right. There's only 2 things could happen. We just go home. Or we assess the situation, we control it, and we take our power back. So we either find out who took it, offer them money, get it back, or we fix everything and we'll just figure out what we're going to do. So on the way, I'm like, Mike, I need a checklist driving to the Airbnb. I need a checklist of what's missing. He's like, well, laptop, hard drives, charger, cameras are still here because they were in the trunk. And I'm like, okay, all right. So find the nearest store. We're going to buy hard drives, charger. We're not buying a laptop. So we got everything we needed there. On the way to the Airbnb, we call it like a window, like fixture window replacement person.
Got it, yeah.
And then so we get to the Airbnb. Mike's still freaking out. The guy comes, finally gets somebody to come. He's fixing the window. I'm inside chilling, making dinner.
Are you just keeping it inside?
I'm like, bro, I'm calm.
Whoa.
I'm like, nah.
You're zenned out. Somehow.
Yeah, I'm like, nah. This is not happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not letting this rock. No. So then Mike comes in. He's like, oh, the guys are pretty much done. So it goes back out, comes back in. Comes in. He's like, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, he's freaking out again. And I'm like, Mike, sit down. Like, it's becoming a bit much. I need you. What? Okay, what happened? He's like, bro, I just crashed your car.
Wait, what?
And I was like, this.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm like, what do you mean you crashed the car? He's like, the guy fixed the window, and then I was trying to move it, and then I don't know, and then I had the telephone pole, and I'm so sorry. And I'm like, ah.
He was
and I'm like,
stressed
Mike,
out.
sit down. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go look at the damage. Go out, look at the damage, start laughing. It wasn't too crazy, but it was. He did like scuff up my bumper, the light, whatever. And I'm like, go inside. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, Mike, it's okay. Just a car. Just a car. We got the Chargers. We still got 3 days. We're gonna be fine. This is what we're gonna do. I'm like, hit me down. Like I heard me, Johnny, sit down. I'm like, this is what we're gonna do.
Had a plan.
I'm like, I don't need any negative energy right now. We're gonna do this. Like, I need you guys to stay positive. Car's fine. We got everything. Tomorrow, we're gonna wake up. We're out the door at 9. We're gonna warm up at the downhill at the parking lot mani pad that you're on Wilson Nolly Laser Flip Manual. I'm gonna get 2 clips there. We're going to San Juan. I'm gonna front show people the rail again. We're gonna go to the 11. We're gonna get a rarity. Bro, I'm like, Mike, it's gonna happen. Because we have no other choice. We drove all the way here. We're already here. Nothing else we could do. Boom, sure enough. Make Johnny dinner, Mike dinner. Boom, we eat, chill. Boom, wake up. 9 a.m. out the door. Get to the mani pad. Get 2. Oh, and I did a trick at that mani pad. I did the fakey 3 shove switch manual. So then I get the fakey 3 shove switch manual. Then do 3 shove nose manual to complement the manual. Go to San Juan. Front shove people the rail better than I did the first time.
Wow.
Go to this 11 stair. Do the Vero heel. Then down at the bottom of that school there's like a 9-stair double shotgun rail. I needed a couple clips for this Black Plague Brewery edit. Get 3 clips on that. So now we're talking 2 on the manu pad, front shove feeble, Vero heel.
Wow.
So we're at
all
8 clips.
All in the same day.
One day. 8 clips.
Bro went Super Saiyan on him.
Then
Insane.
get back to the house. Same thing. Guys, they're hyped. They're like, oh. All right, tomorrow we're going to go to Clipper. I'm going to do Vero heel 5-0 again. Then wake up, go to Clipper, set the wood up, under 10 tries, Vero heel 5-0. And that's why Johnny's like, and then you hear Dan Z, he's like, that was only like 10 tries. Because it really was. It might have been less, right? Boom, Vero heel 5-0. So now I get 8 clips, drive home, like nothing ever happened. Luckily, the front shove nose man nollie trade Mike had sent to Kev Perez to make sure that the tic tac was fine.
Okay.
So he sent it to him full red. So we had that. So I left SF with 9 clips.
Wow.
So what was that's insane. That's literally
refilming the tricks.
What was the lesson learned from that? Bro, that's crazy.
So
SF is gnarly.
Yeah. Lesson learned from me, and it's something I carry until today. Even like today, is that ultimately at the end of the day you're in control of the situation.
Did it, man.
Well, good stuff, man.
You did it. Hey, on that note, man, X marks the spot. Manny Santiago just came through and invigorated all of us.
Thank you, Manny.
I'm hyped, bro. Thanks for coming through. You want to sign some decks?
Yeah,
thank you.
Boards.
Again,
for you
X
guys
marks the spot. Wallride exclusives, Wallride X, Dez, aka Flipping Boards, Marco Jazz Binsek.
What's up?
Manny Santiago.
Yeah,
man. Here, man.
Yes,
We'll see y'all there
Sign some boards.
next episode.
Yeah, bring it.
Peace.
Woo.